Hey there, dreamers, and welcome to The Deep Dive. You know how we're always talking about chasing those big dreams? Well, today we're diving deep into what it really takes to achieve those things. We're dissecting this motivational YouTube video I found. It's called Dream. It's from this channel called Mateusz M. And it's not just like fluffy feel-good stuff. This video gets real about how hard it is to actually make dreams happen.
Yeah, it really does go beyond the surface. It dives into the psychology and also the practical side of going after what you want.
Exactly. And right away, the video makes this point that anyone can be great. It says greatness is in everyone, not just a select few. But why do so many people not believe that? Why do we put these limitations on ourselves? Like, we're afraid of even thinking about achieving something amazing. What do you think is holding us back?
It is fascinating, isn't it?
Hmm.
Well, I think part of it is how we're raised in society. We're always told to be realistic, to play it safe, like don't get your hopes up too high. And over time, you start to believe that stuff. You start to doubt yourself and think you can't do it. We start to fear failure, judgment, and also all the unknown things that come with success.
Right. It's like we get so comfortable where we are, even if we're not happy, at least it's familiar, right?
Yeah.
And the video really digs into that fear of the unknown, that fear of success, which isn't as obvious as being afraid to fail. Why do you think we would be afraid of succeeding?
Well, success can bring a whole new set of challenges and responsibilities, things you didn't have to worry about before. It changes up your routine, your relationships, even how you see yourself. It makes you leave your comfort zone and face the possibility that you can't handle the expectations that come with achieving your goals.
So it's like you're sabotaging yourself without even realizing it. We're afraid of what might happen if we get what we want.
Yeah, it definitely can be. There's also that fear of losing who you are now. Like, if I reach this dream, will I still be me? Will my friends still be my friends? It's a lot to think about. So sometimes fear is just a way to avoid those scary changes.
Okay, I see what you mean. And that actually leads to something else the video talks about, how important it is to really know yourself. It says you can't achieve your dream if you don't know WHO you are. So how does the video say we can do that? How can we get to know ourselves better? It's easy to say spend time reflecting, but what does that actually look like?
Well, they use this great metaphor in the video. They talk about clearing the weeds. Basically, they mean you need to make space to look inside yourself, to really dig deep and figure out what you value, what you're passionate about, what you're afraid of, and what motivates you. This could mean journaling, meditating, spending time in nature, or just finding some quiet time to think about your thoughts and feelings.
So it's not just about finding the time, but also about doing things that help you connect with yourself. It's like weeding a garden. You got to pull out the bad thoughts and those beliefs that hold you back so you can make room for new things to grow.
Exactly. And as you become more self-aware, you start to see what really matters to you, what actually fits with who you are deep down. That's important for setting and achieving goals that actually mean something to you and make you feel good.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And now let's talk about the people around you. Because the video also talks about how important our social circles are. It says we need to be with people who support our dreams. It even says to get rid of the negative people in our lives. That seems pretty extreme. Do you really think who we hang out with can affect our dreams that much?
Well, it's not always about completely cutting people out, but it is about being careful about the energy you let into your life. The people you're around can either lift you up or drag you down. Their beliefs and actions can influence yours. So it's about choosing relationships that help you grow and support what you want to achieve.
So it's not about being alone. It's about choosing to spend time with people who are good for you and support you. Like if you're trying to eat healthy, but your friends always want to order pizza and ice cream, it's going to be a lot harder to stick to your plan, right?
Exactly. That's a great example. And the video even goes a step further. It says to find people who are also hungry and unstoppable, people who have that same drive as you. It's about having a group where everyone pushes each other to be their best.
It's like having your own personal cheerleading squad to keep you going when things get tough.
Yeah, exactly. And they can give you good advice and help you stay accountable too. They can celebrate your wins with you and be there for you when things don't go so well. Having that support system can make a huge difference in staying motivated.
Okay, so we've talked about knowing yourself and finding supportive people, but the video also talks about investing in yourself, putting in the time and energy and even money to grow as a person. They talk about reading, going to conferences, and taking time to think about yourself. What do you think about that? Is investing in yourself really that important for achieving your dreams?
Absolutely. It's about always learning new things, getting new skills, and taking care of yourself. Think of it this way. Achieving your dreams usually means you need to level up, to become the best version of yourself. And that takes investment learning, experiencing new things, and personal growth.
Like training for a marathon, you wouldn't just show up on race day without doing any training right. You got to prepare, build up your stamina, and get the tools and knowledge you need to win.
That's a great way to put it. And that preparation isn't just physical, it's also mental and emotional. It's about being able to overcome challenges and believe in yourself. And that's where investing in personal growth really comes in.
Okay, so we're learning, we're building a support system, but the video doesn't stop there. It's super clear that just thinking about your dreams isn't enough. You got to take action. The video says just take the first step. It seems so simple, but sometimes that's the hardest part. What do you think keeps us stuck in the planning stage? Why are we so hesitant to actually start?
I think it's that thing where you overthink everything. Like you want to plan every single detail perfectly.
Yeah.
And then you end up never starting at all. And fear is a big part of it too. We're afraid of messing up, failing, looking stupid.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even like a big scary fear. It's more like this resistance to change, even if it's change we really want. We get comfortable in our routines and our comfort zones, and taking that first step means shaking things up.
Right, you got to break free from that feeling of being stuck. The video says that the first step doesn't have to be huge. It can be something small, something you know you can do to get things moving.
So it's about building momentum, right? One small step leads to another, and before you know it, you're making real progress.
Exactly. And as you start doing things, you get more confident, you gain experience, and you start to see that a lot of those fears were just in your head. The video wants people to change their thinking. Instead of what if I fail, it's what if I succeed.
That's such a good way to think about it. It's about focusing on what could go right instead of what could go wrong. But let's be real, setbacks happen. How does the video deal with that? How does it encourage people to keep going when they face rejection or failure?
Oh, they use some powerful imagery. The speaker talks about hearing no over and over, like doors slamming in your face.
Yeah.
But you still got to have that fire inside to keep pushing. There's this one part where they compare it to the lights going out. But you can still see your dream so clearly in your mind that you keep going even in the dark.
So it's about never giving up on your vision, even when things around you aren't going your way.
Right. It's about building that strength inside yourself. That attitude of, I can do this even if nobody else believes in me. Because in the end, you're doing it for yourself, for the satisfaction of going after something you truly believe in.
That's so important that you believe in it yourself. It's about shutting out those doubts and replacing them with positive thoughts, with the belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to.
And the video also says you're not just a victim of your circumstances. It reminds us that we have control. It says, if it's going to happen, it's up to me.
Yeah, it's about taking responsibility for your dreams and knowing that you have the power to make them come true. But that can be a scary thought, too. Where do you even begin?
It all comes back to investing in yourself. The video talks about reading, going to conferences, being around inspiring people, and taking time to reflect. It's about getting the tools, knowledge, and support you need to deal with the challenges that come with any dream.
So it's like a cycle of learning, taking action, and then thinking about what happened, and always trying to improve and adjust based on what you learned.
Exactly. It's a journey of growth and change. And the video emphasizes that you don't have to do it alone. It encourages finding your tribe, your community of people who get it, people who can support you, inspire you, and keep you accountable.
Right, because even though we have to build that strength inside ourselves, we don't have to do it all alone. There's power in having people around you who understand what you're going through.
Definitely. And that community can give you feedback, new perspectives, and a sense of belonging. They remind you that you're not the only one facing these challenges, that there are others who've been there before and can help you along the way.
It's like having mentors and guides on your journey. And speaking of guidance, the video uses this powerful phrase, I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities. What do you think that means when it comes to achieving our dreams? Is it about more than just making ourselves happy?
I think it's about the impact you have on others when you follow your dreams. When you're true to yourself and go after something different, you inspire others to do the same. You show them what's possible and that they don't have to be limited by what other people think.
So it's about challenging the way things are, breaking free from what society expects, and showing others that they can create their own path too.
Exactly. It's about expanding what's possible for yourself and for everyone around you. And that can change the world. Think about the people who invented new things, made amazing art, or fought for important causes. They didn't just achieve their own goals. They change the course of history.
And that reminds me of what the video said about being uncommon. It's not about fitting in, it's about embracing what makes you unique.
It's about having the courage to stand out, to be different, to chase what lights you up, even if other people don't get it. Because that uniqueness, that realness, is where your greatest potential lies.
It's not about being different just for the sake of being different, though. It's about making sure your actions match your values, the things that really matter to you.
Exactly. It's about living a life that feels meaningful and true to who you are. And that often means questioning the usual way of doing things, stepping outside your comfort zone, and choosing a path less traveled.
And the video reminds us that this journey of chasing our dreams isn't always easy. There will be bumps in the road, obstacles, times when you doubt yourself. But it's about having the resilience to keep going, to learn from those setbacks and adjust your course as needed.
Right. You got to embrace the messiness, the uncertainty, the challenges that come with anything worth doing. Because it's in those tough times that we really discover our strength. We learn how resourceful we are and how determined we can be.
So it's not about avoiding the hard stuff. It's about getting the tools and the right mindset to overcome those obstacles.
Exactly. And that's where everything we've talked about comes in. Knowing yourself, investing in yourself, building a support system, taking action, and never giving up. It's a whole-person approach to achieving your dreams, one that takes into account both what's going on inside you and what's happening around you.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into this dream video, I'm curious, what's the one thing that really stuck with you? It's obvious from this video that making those big dreams come true takes a lot more than just wishing and hoping.
Yeah, for sure. The video shows a real picture of what it takes to turn those dreams into something real. But it's also inspiring. It comes down to knowing yourself, pushing past fear, taking action, being around the right people, and growing as a person. It's like a recipe for success, but instead of baking a cake, you're creating a life that's meaningful.
I like that. And just like with the recipe, it takes the right ingredients and being okay with trying things out and not giving up if it doesn't turn out perfect on the first try. You know, one thing that really hit me was how much the video talked about not giving up. It's not about never having setbacks. It's about bouncing back when they do happen.
That's where that "it's not over until I win" attitude is so important. It's about seeing those setbacks as just bumps in the road, not the end of the journey. Remember, everyone who's made it has faced challenges and failures. How they dealt with those tough times is what made them successful.
Right. It's about believing in yourself and your dream, even when people around you are doubting you. But that's hard, especially when you're surrounded by negativity or people who don't get what you're trying to do.
That's why it's super important to have that strong belief inside yourself, trusting your gut, knowing your worth, and remembering why you started this journey in the first place. And if you're around people who don't support you, it's okay to step back from them and find people who do. You deserve to be around people who lift you up.
Okay, so before we let our listeners go, is there one last question they can think about, something to get them reflecting and maybe even taking some action?
How about this? If you knew you couldn't fail, what dream would you go after without holding back? And once you have that answer, what's the smallest step you can take today to start making it a reality?
That is a powerful question. It makes you think big, let go of those doubts, and start doing something, even if it's just a small step, because every amazing journey starts with that first step.
You got it. And remember, achieving your dreams is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the ride, learn from the bumps, and celebrate your wins, no matter how big or small.
So true. And never forget, you have the power to create a life you love, a life full of purpose and passion. So go out there, take that first step, and watch your dreams start to come true. Until next time, keep chasing those dreams, and we'll see you back here on The Deep Dive for another Deep Dive.